Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? It's so easy with Anchor.
Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use.
And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what we're doing right now by reading this ad. We struggled to find the right way to distribute our podcast, and Anchor made it quick, easy, and free. We're on platforms we had never heard of, and that's all thanks to Anchor doing the hard work.
So, if you have been thinking about starting your own podcast, head on over to anchor.fm/start. That's anchor.fm/start.
Hello, everybody. We are back with another episode of Spilling the Mad Tea. Rachel here, joined by Katie, Kelly, and Stephanie. What's up, girls?
Hi.
Hey!
How was everyone's day?
Well, let me just tell you, I've had a hot mess of a day.
Yikes.
I don't know if there was something going on with the moon or somebody's planet was out of whack. I don't know. But today just seemed like an off morning for every single person that I worked with. We're a pretty small team at my work, and every single one of us had something else go wrong. I started my day having to take care of something really unpleasant, and then one of my coworkers spilled an entire bottle of calf milk on her, which, if you guys don't know, calf milk replacer is really disgusting and super thick. It's like really, really thick milk. And it was just one thing after another this morning. One of our cashiers dropped her entire till down a hill outside. So she then had to find all the money and make sure that she didn't have any missing.
Oh, no.
Yes. So it was one thing after another today. The rest of the day seemed to go by okay, but man, this morning was a hot mess express.
Choo-choo!
But when I got home from work, I bought tickets to see Jonathan Van Ness. So everything is right with the world.
That'll be a good show.
Yes. Stephanie, how was your day?
I did a lot of sitting around. I was editing one of our prior episodes that hasn't come out yet, and I baked some brownies because I was really craving some chocolate, and I was trying not to dig into my Girl Scout cookies too much because, if you're craving chocolate and there's Girl Scout cookies nearby, you will eat a whole box. It's scientific fact. So I baked a tray of brownies instead. So I'll eat those instead of my cookies. Problem solving. That's what I like to do.
I think brownies solve all problems.
There you go.
You're right. That was a good idea.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate the support.
I support anything involving chocolate.
Kelly, what'd you do today?
I worked on a new sign for my shop, and I had a little chit-chat with the art show person about an art show in Phoenix that I'm probably not going to do. And then I started working on some editing of the episode that we recorded the other day, and now I'm waiting for some pizza.
Rachel, how was your day?
It was good. I worked, and then I came home, and I made Indian food tonight, which was really good. And then I did some work to renew my certification at work, and I listened to Titanic while I was doing it, and it was really awesome. I recommend. If you have to do any quiet work and you just want some background noise, that's a good background noise to have.
That sounds amazing.
I feel like I'd be crying the whole time.
I mean, I was definitely in my feels, no joke. But
I've got a John Williams Spotify playlist, so anytime I need just some concentrating music, I play that, and there's Harry Potter and everything that John Williams has done. There's a lot. So yeah, I get that. It's good stuff.
Yeah, it was really nice. Now that we've caught up with everyone, this week we're gonna dive into Disney movie sequels. Some that never should have happened, some that pretty good, some that we love. I love movies. I love Disney movies, obviously. TV is one of my favorite ways to decompress after work or relax. I've seen so many movies, so I feel like I'm kind of an expert, but not really. What about you guys?
Full disclosure, I'm not a movie person.
I'm a human person.
I am a human person. But the movies that I have seen, I have very strong opinions on.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, Netflixing is definitely my way to decompress after a day of work. I can definitely relate to that. But trying to think of Disney sequels, was a bit of a challenge. I don't know the last time I've seen a lot of these. So we'll see how this goes.
Basically, just to explain to the listeners, I asked the girls prior to the episode to think of some sequels that they love, sequels they could have lived without, just to share them, give our opinions. I don't know, do you guys want to start out on the bad ones or the good ones?
I think we should start on the good ones
Okay.
because I feel like we have a lot
Oh, yeah.
more to say about the bad ones.
Okay. I've gotten really deep into the research part of finding information to talk about on the podcast. So I went and I found some links to pick some movies. So I picked a bunch of them. I think my favorite sequel ever is probably going to be Lion King 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
That's such a good one.
Probably the best.
I would say it's the best because Kobu.
I would say Lion King 2 is better than some of the like originals.
Yeah.
Not Lion King, obviously.
Right.
But it's better than
Yeah.
some of like the originals of other movies.
That's what I was thinking too.
And I thought that I was like, oh, maybe just like I like it because I have really strong like childhood memories for it. Like it came out when I was young and I remember watching it when my brother was born. Like that was kind of his movie growing up. Like Beauty and the Beast was mine. Like Lion King 2 was his. But it holds up. It's still pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And Kobu is such a good looking lion.
Ooh, yeah.
He is so cute.
He was right. Why are the lions in Lion King so sexy?
It feels really weird to say, but like it can't be wrong if everyone
But
thinks
it's
it,
so
right?
true.
Like it's not just me. Okay, we're good.
And
Right.
the songs are good in there. Like they're definitely like
We are
yeah,
one.
like you can listen to them
That's our theme
and
song.
enjoy them. Yeah, that is our theme song.
But yeah, I think that's got to be my favorite. Probably coming up to that is the Toy Story sequels. Those are just
Oh.
they just outdid themselves with that.
I will never be mad at another Toy Story movie.
When you first heard about the sequels, you were like, do you need another
Right.
one? But then you watched the second one and you're like, okay, well, that was pretty good.
Mhm.
And then the same thing with the third one. You're like, well, that was good too. So I'm having similar feelings about the
Mhm.
fourth. I'm like, do they need another one? But if we're going off like prior track records, then can I really fault them for it?
Right, because it's going to be probably good.
I don't know. I feel like they wrapped the third one up so well that it seems a little unnecessary to have a fourth one, but I'm still gonna go watch it. So
I thought that too until I saw the trailer, and I think it's gonna work well.
I'll go watch it.
I hope it's gonna work well.
Oh.
But the thing I like about the Toy Story franchise is that every time they introduce a new character, it's like it doesn't feel like, oh, they're from the second one. They're just part of the toys.
Yeah.
Like Jessie and
Yeah.
Bullseye,
Yeah.
I don't remember them as not being in the first one, or even like
Yeah.
Lotso.
That's weird.
Like they're Toy Story characters. Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I don't think we owned the first one growing up. We just had the second one. So I think I forgot that like Jessie and Bullseye weren't always there.
Yeah.
I just kind of want to go over these. I don't know if you guys have seen these or not because they're fairly new. But the new Wreck-It Ralph movie, Ralph Breaks the Internet. Did anybody see that yet?
Haven't seen it.
Have not seen that.
I want to.
Oh my God, please do. I bought it. I loved it so much. I bought it.
I want to see it just for the princess scene.
Yeah.
It's so good. Josh was like, well, he always asks me before we watch a movie, he's like, well, how do you think it's going to go? And I was like, I don't know. Like, this worries me because the first one was just so good. Another new movie, Mary Poppins Returns. Anybody?
Haven't seen that one.
Have not seen that either.
No?
Sorry.
Unless it's on the plane, I haven't seen it.
I bet it will be on there soon, though, because it just came out on, like, digital and DVD and stuff. It's really good. I really recommend. It's a very modern Mary Poppins twist, and I really enjoyed it.
I want to see it.
Yeah, I really like Emily Blunt, so like I want to see it, but I just
She
haven't.
was good.
Yeah.
She was so good. Then another one I kind of want to highlight that I really liked is Monsters University. Love.
Oh yeah,
Love,
that's a good
love.
one.
They did
Yeah.
so good with that. Then I looked at a list of them and they all kind of started listing the Disney Channel original movies sequels that came on the Disney Channel that weren't released in the theaters. And so they were listing like Camp Rock 2.
Meh.
I
You
didn't like
didn't-
that.
No?
No, I could have lived with just Camp Rock. I think Camp Rock 2 was trying too hard.
Oh, see, I listen to all the music. It's all on my phone. I still listen to it today.
I don't know, I just think they were trying to capitalize on that, like they had with High School Musical, and I just don't think it worked well. I don't know. I hated Camp Rock 2, but I loved Camp Rock.
And then you got the Cheetah Girls movies. So they had a 2 and then they had a 3.
I didn't like any of the Cheetah Girls movies.
Not even the first one?
Not even the first one.
Oh,
I
gosh.
changed the channel every time it came on.
I'm disgusted.
I'm so sorry.
I like the second Cheetah Girls thing, but I don't. Was the one world one in India? I like the one in Barcelona.
Yeah,
The one in Barcelona
that was the
good,
second one.
and the first one was good.
And then the next one was the Xenon movies.
Loved them.
Oh,
Xenon.
I loved all the Xenon movies.
I feel really strongly about Xenon. She taught me a lot.
Yeah. Like the Xenon movies were the best movies to come off of the Disney Channel.
Oh, you
Hands
better
down.
know. And then the final one to wrap up the Disney Channel original movies sequels are the Halloween Town 2, Calabar's Revenge, and then Halloween Town High. I need to be specific.
I liked Calabar's Revenge.
I liked Calabar's Revenge because the guy was super hot.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, God.
That's all I have to say about that.
See, I liked both of those. Now, there was another one. We'll talk about it later. Pissed. Katie, tell me about some of your good sequels.
I think my favorite sequel is Lion King 1.5. I don't think it's as good as Lion King 2. I was pleasantly surprised at how good it is. And I like that it shows like a different storyline that's not all about the lions. And it's, I love everything. And I think it's really funny.
It is really funny.
Yeah, I think it's much funnier than the others.
I don't think I've seen that one in a while.
I love the Santa Claus. It is my favorite Christmas movie of all time. And part of me wishes they never made any sequels. Like, it was fine on its own. They should have left it alone. But I really like the Santa Claus too. I think it adds to the story, and it's not a bad sequel. I could still live without it, but it's not a bad sequel.
I don't remember anything that happened in the Santa Claus 2. I don't even know if I've actually seen that.
There's like a addition to the Claus called the Mrs. Claus. And he has to like find a wife and like marry someone before, I don't know, like the next Christmas or something. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Is that the one where there's like the fake looking Santa Claus? Or is that something?
No. That's the third one, which we will talk about later because it's on the bad list. It's on the naughty list, if you will.
I will. I don't think I've seen Santa Claus 2, which I'm not a big Christmas person, so that would probably be why.
I love Christmas, and it doesn't feel like Christmas to me unless I watch the Santa Claus. And Santa Claus 2 can stay, but 3 gots to go. Kelly, what are some of your favorite sequels?
So, Pirates of the Caribbean 2 and 3 I really enjoyed. The third one is my favorite Pirates of the Caribbean out of all of them. I like the storyline of like going to Davy Jones' locker, and I like the way it's all represented in that movie, and I think it's just really, really cool. Plus, Keira Knightley's character, Elizabeth, becomes like this awesome, badass person in that pirate king, pirate lord person, so I really enjoy that. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, another good sequel that I like is an extremely goofy movie. It's definitely not as good as the regular Goofy movie, but it's not bad, and I enjoy it.
But it's so extreme. It's extremely goofy.
It is extremely goofy. Yeah, so those are my 2, and I'll mention one that Katie has written down, but she didn't talk about, so I'm going to steal it as Princess Diaries 2. I really enjoy that one too because Chris Pine's in it.
Yeah.
And it's just good. It's a good way to keep that storyline going.
I think that one would have been good even on its own, even without, I mean, obviously the Princess Diaries is iconic and we should never live without it.
Yeah.
But I think the second one was good in its own right.
Tangent, the books are so much different than the movies. They're like
So different.
pretty much not even the same story.
Interesting.
If you like the movies, I recommend reading the books.
Yeah.
And it's different, but it's good different. And it doesn't make you like the movies any less.
I still really enjoy it. I would, if I had to choose between the books and the movie, 2 movies, I'd probably pick the 2 movies. But that's just me.
I'd pick the books, but I'm just a book person.
I'm a book person too, but I just like the movies better.
No, you're not. You're a human person.
Oh yeah, Stephanie, did you have any input on this one?
So I think the most like recent sequel I've seen was in 2016. So, little backstory. Back for my brother's 7th birthday. His birthday party was at the movie theater. And he took like basically the whole class to go see Finding Nemo.
How fun.
So since he's been 7, this has been like his favorite movie. And then he went through like this weird phase. I think he's still kind of in it where he's like, I don't like movies. Movies are a waste of money. He's like really into sports. So he like doesn't really watch movies, but I could still get him to watch Finding Nemo with me every once in a while. Cause I mean, he was obsessed. So when he turned 20, the movie that we've been waiting for for over a decade, finally came to theaters in Finding Dory. So for his 20th birthday, we went to see this movie, and watching it with him, it made it like my instantly like favorite sequel, because the whole time he'd be like, Steph, oh my God. Oh my God. He was like a kid. He was like a kid again. It was like he was 7 years old all over again. Just like watching him watch this movie was so funny. And again, I would say like this movie in its own right is probably a good movie. Like even if you hadn't had Finding Nemo, just Finding Dory. So cute. So cute.
It was such a wholesome story.
And like the character, it's funny. Like all the new characters are really, really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like that movie.
I feel the same way about those characters as I do the Toy Story ones.
Yeah.
Like I love the ones in Finding Dory just as much as I love the characters from Finding Nemo.
No, Destiny has always been there. She's always been hanging around.
There's also one that you didn't name, Katie, that's on your list, and I got to name it because High School Musical sequels, all of them. Holy cow. Holy cow.
Yeah, they were all pretty good.
I don't remember the third one.
Was that the one that came out in theaters? Like you had to go see it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I just went to see it because I had watched the other two and were invested in those. But by the time that came out, I think I didn't really care too much. So I don't remember that much about it. But I do remember like where I was whenever the first and the second one premiered. Like I remember watching them for the first time, especially the second one. I was so excited. And I was at my best friend at the time's house. And like we were having like a watching party. And like we all were just so excited for the second one to come out because we love the first one so much.
I feel like I had the exact same experience. That's so creepy. I remember all day. It came out on like a Friday, right?
Yeah.
I remember all day at school that day. That's like all anybody could talk about. And we were all so excited to go home and watch it. And we all had like our friends over and gotten our like High School Musical shirts or blankets or whatever High School Musical stuff you had, popped popcorn, and we were pumped for this
I think
movie.
I remember like sitting on the couch and like bouncing up and down, like because it was like about to start, and they did the preview for the Disney. They would always do like the Disney Channel movie like introduction, with like the kids jumping all over the place, and then it would start the movie, and I was like, just play it, and then like having to learn all of the songs and then like the dances and stuff. I think me and my friends like learned a couple of the dances, which I don't remember any of them now, but. Yeah, those were good movies.
They were so good. I remember, like you guys, I remember like exactly what I was doing when the second one came out, because I think that one was just the most iconic one because everybody loved the first one. And I was with like some friends like from church or whatever, and they had a pool, and they set up this big, huge like screen outside with a projector.
That's so fun.
And we like watched it in the pool. And it was so much fun. I'll never forget it.
I hate you.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
I want to do that.
I mean, we can do it one day if you want.
Okay.
I remember like when the first one came out, I think I was staying at my sister's house, and like it was, I think Jackson, my nephew, he was like really, really young. So he was like doing his own thing. And like, I think I was sitting in my sister's room and I was like, oh, this is a new movie. I'll watch this. It was High School Musical. And I remember like it coming on and just sitting there and watching it and being like, this is so awesome.
Anybody got any more good ones? Anything else to say about good movies?
No.
No, we're good. Okay, great. All right, so I guess we'll move on to the bad ones. Does anybody want to start?
I'll start.
Okay.
Let's talk about Santa Claus 3.
All right, cool.
It's Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause, and it is garbage.
Is that the one? It has Jack Frost in it?
Yes, and he looks and they make like the plastic Santa.
Yeah.
Nobody needed that. First of all, Jack Frost is not like a villain. He's just like a little mischievous little being. Like, he doesn't need to be evil. You didn't need like this clash. You didn't need any of it. You were good at Santa Claus 2. I don't understand why Tim Allen even agreed to this.
I didn't hate it.
What was he thinking? I hate it.
I remember going to see it in theaters, and it was like a fun like Christmas movie to go see. And I like Martin Short. I've got like ever since seeing the video in Canada in Epcot with Martin Short, I'm like, I like anything Martin Short does, really, because I just picture him in Epcot. It like brings me back.
I watch it still. Like I watched it. I mean, I've watched it this past year. I have the like box trilogy of them. I really love the Santa Claus.
Yeah, I only own it because it came in the box set.
What?
I've never played it.
Oh boy.
I don't think I've ever intentionally watched it. It's been like on in a room that I happened to be in. So I just remember glimpses of like the Jack Frost and like a fake Santa, and that's the entirety of the storyline that I know.
I have a fun fact about it, about the trilogy though.
Okay.
You know how they play it on Freeform? That's what made me think about it. So they play 1 and 3 on Freeform.
Mhm.
Another network has the rights to 2, so 2 doesn't play on Freeform ever.
Oh no! Why would they even play 3 then? They should just play 1.
Right. They play 2. I think this past year was like on AMC or something. And they had the rights to that. And also Freeform doesn't have the rights to Elf anymore either. They played it on AMC as well.
That's sad.
That
Yeah.
sucks.
I was always wondered. I was like, why are they only playing 2 and it's just 1 and 3? That's weird. And so I looked it up and like that's what I found.
Huh. Well, 3 is garbage.
See, when 3 comes on after 1, I don't change the channel. I sit there and I watch 3 also.
Right. Me too. Me too.
Another one that I really don't like is Atlantis 2, which is called Atlantis Milo's Return. I actually love Atlantis. It is one of my favorite Disney movies. I think it's one of the most underrated Disney movies. Kida is probably my favorite Disney princess. I think Atlantis is just fantastic. However, Milo's Return, it was just sad because actually it could have been great. It had potential. It was supposed to be a series, and it was the first 3 episodes of that series that instead of scrapping it, they were like, let's just make it a straight to DVD movie. They should have just scrapped it. Like,
Ouch.
it's not good. It doesn't flow.
I guess that's why it didn't get a 4th episode.
I mean, it must be. So I just wish it hadn't been made because it just makes me want a series. Because they weren't bad episodes, but you can't connect 3 episodes that really had nothing to do with each other and try to make it a movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's confusing as shit.
Yeah, it is. It's hard to follow. It's like it's not great.
It's on Netflix, I think, but I've never actually seen it.
Yeah, I think it is on Netflix, which come on, Netflix.
Right. Nobody needs to be subjected to that.
Seriously though.
I feel very strongly about it.
Yeah, it's just not good.
Similarly, I watched so when we were doing research for our underrated Disney princess episode, I watched the Journey into Atlantis and the sequel, similarly with Pocahontas and Pocahontas 2, which has got to be my least favorite Disney sequel.
Ugh.
It's hard to watch.
I don't think I've seen it.
You're not missing much.
Was it on TV? Was it like a TV movie or no?
Maybe.
Because I feel like I remember seeing it on TV.
Yeah, like the animation quality is not as good as
No.
like the original, which is just like stunning. So then you watch this one and you're like, but where are the pretty like forest paintings? And they're not there because Pocahontas is in England and like the songs aren't good and it's kind of sad because she like gets it's just the animation's fine. It's just not on par with the original and it's just not great.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times I wish they just wouldn't try to make a second. I appreciate their effort to try to make one that's a little bit more true to fact.
Right, like John Rolfe was in it, so you're like, oh, okay. Like she does go to England. That's all historically accurate. Like, okay, I get it. Okay, but
That doesn't mean it's a
just-
good.
It's not a good movie. Yeah, it's an accurate portrayal of history, but it's not great.
I don't really have any interest in seeing it again.
Yeah, it's one of those like you've seen it. That's okay.
Right.
I don't need to watch it again.
So I'm gonna go with some sequels that I haven't actually seen. I put them in the bad category because from the trailers and stuff that I've seen about them, they seem so unnecessary and so dumb. And I guess I should just go ahead and say the Cars sequels, I have no interest in seeing them. When the second one came out and suddenly they were like international spies, it made no sense to me because the first one was so simple, I guess. Like it was in Radiator Springs. It was such like a classic kind of story. And then for them to be all of a sudden like be international spies, it made no sense to me from the trailer. So yeah, I put them on the bad list because I've never watched them and I don't want to.
Yeah, they were really reaching with that.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what the third one was about. So, whoops.
Yeah.
But those are my bad sequels.
Yeah, I didn't watch them either. If anybody did though, let us know.
If anybody feels passionately for the Cars sequels, we'd love to hear about it. Let's talk.
Change my mind. Tell me if I'm completely wrong. But from what I've seen, I don't want anything to do with them. Oh, and then also I have Pirates of the Caribbean 4 and 5.
I like 4.
I don't like 4. The 5th one wasn't too bad.
Yeah, the 5th one's not bad.
They're just unnecessary. I didn't really like the 4th one. Sorry, Steph.
I'm obsessed with Pirates of the Caribbean. I have Jack Sparrow tattoo on my foot, and I haven't even seen the 5th one because I did not like the 4th one so much.
The 5th one, give it a shot. It's on Netflix. It's actually good.
That's on my list.
Yeah.
You know how I am with movies. I'll talk about watching it for a year before I actually get to it.
The 5th one's okay. It's just it's okay.
Yeah, the 4th one was the 4th one with the mermaids?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Blackbeard.
I didn't care for that one.
Oh, I like that one. Yeah, but I'm like, I'll watch any Pirates movie you put in front of me. I like them. I think they're funny. I think they're clever. The witty parts of them really gets me, and I appreciate that.
I just like the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd one so much that when the 4th one and 5th one came out, I was like, 1, these probably aren't that necessary, and 2, they're not that great. So I should probably watch them again though, because maybe I'm going off my Cars thing, and because I think I've only seen the 4th and the 5th once, and for me, I need to watch movies multiple times. I watch movies over and over and over again because I love movies. So maybe I just need to give them another shot and watch them again.
See, that's me. I feel like I get more out of it the more I watch it. I'm like, okay, all right. The 4th one I only saw once, just once. Didn't have a desire to see it again, but maybe I should.
Yeah.
I guess I'll share my
Oh yeah, you haven't
favorite
shared yours yet.
What's your bad list?
favorite bad ones. Going along with the High School Musical ordeal, they did one called Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure.
I did not know that existed.
Yeah, I didn't know that existed either.
That just sounds like it was a bad idea.
Oh, it was so stupid.
Oh, what is it even about? Have you seen it?
She was like just being herself, being all bitchy and I'm Sharpay.
Oh yeah, I would have no desire whatsoever to see that.
I could care less. I do not know why Ashley Tisdale did that. Goodbye, girl. Goodbye. Then to go on with the Halloween Town stuff, they did a return to Halloween Town, and let me just tell you, Marnie wasn't even Marnie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that bothered me so much.
I was like, this is some bull.
And it wasn't good. I don't remember what happened in that one.
Nothing about it. It was just dumb.
And I love a Halloween movie, and I have very low standards for them. Like, if it's Halloween themed, check, done. I like it. I hated Return to Halloween Town.
They tried to pull that fast one on us and replace the girl that played Marty, and it's just like, no.
We have eyes, Disney Channel.
You cannot do that because they didn't even look anywhere near.
No.
this thing.
No.
They didn't even try to give him the same hair color.
I was disgusted. And then 2 of them that I'll just kind of breeze over because I just don't get it is Bambi 2 and Jungle Book 2. Like, why?
I haven't even seen either one of those.
I haven't seen either.
I didn't see them, but I'm just like, what's the point?
That's me with Cars. I haven't seen them, but they're just stupid.
Also, Fox and the Hound too. I'll just add that one in too. Why?
Fox and the Hound makes me cry every single time.
Every single time. I don't watch it ever because I just like
Yeah.
the whole time. The whole time.
So
It's just
I don't think there's a need for a second one.
no, hell no. And then y'all going.
We're getting ready.
Y'all are about to get all up in my grill.
We're ready because
You're wrong.
just go on ahead. Just go on ahead with your opinion.
I want to share my opinion before you get on my ass. Okay.
Let me tell you how wrong you are.
Okay, great. That's fine. Let's go. Okay, Incredibles 2. No.
Elaborate. Why? What didn't you like about it?
Elaborate on your no.
It's another one of I just don't get it. Like their storyline was good in the first one. The second one, I'm just like, this was so underwhelming. Like I could have been fine without it.
Oh, I loved it.
I completely disagree.
Yeah, I do too. It picked up right where the first one left off. Like it.
That's why I thought I was gonna like it at the beginning. I was like, oh my god, it's the same scene. Like let's go. And then I'm just like, huh.
I will admit that the plot twist is pretty predictable, but I still loved it. And I loved that like Elastigirl was like the one saving everybody and being like the star of it. And it's hilarious. There's so many funny moments in that. I just love it. I almost love it more than the first one.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I definitely like it better than the first one.
Yeah.
100%.
It's so funny. Like there's just so much humor packed into it.
It is relatable.
Yeah.
It sends a message.
It also seemed a little bit more like grown up. It wasn't a kid's movie, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think they said like damn and hell in it or something like that. And I was like, what? Yes? So yeah, I loved it.
The Jack and Edna Mode scene, I think, is the greatest scene in Pixar history.
Yes.
I will take a whole Jack movie, please, and thank you.
Oh, speaking of Jack, Have you guys been following this like March Madness?
No.
No.
So Disney always releases like a March Madness thing. And I think last year they did like top Disney songs. They like pick a different category every year. So this year they were doing like pick the best Disney baby. And I was like, this is like a waste of time. It's like a month of like time for people voting just to decide like Jack's the best. So they're at like the final 4 or something. He's not in it.
What?
He's
Oh.
cut. Yeah, I think actually no, I think they're down to the final 2, and it's between who is it between? Moana and somebody else. Oh, Dory. And I was like, wait a minute. Jack isn't in the final. Like Jack is the best Disney baby of all time, right?
He's like an actual baby.
Yeah.
And also the best.
And he didn't make it to the finals. And I was like, oh,
Well, I'm sorry I
gosh, that's
disagree.
awful.
We disagree, but we're just gonna have to disagree because now
I just don't understand. I think The Incredibles 2 is amazing. It's so good.
Yeah.
And it's got such a good juxtaposition of the good, strong female character and like the evil female character. I love that
Spoiler
it's
alert.
not like, my bad. Spoiler alert. I feel like it lived up to the hype
Mhm.
because we waited so long for it. And I truly do feel like they took their time with it and made it right
Yeah.
and made it relevant and made it timeless and made it something that adults and kids are all gonna love.
Yeah, I think they did sequels right with Finding Dory and Incredibles 2.
I agree. I think they're getting
Yeah.
better with
Sorry,
their
Rachel.
sequels.
We just pooped all over your opinion.
We did. All over it.
that's fine. If anybody thinks like me, please let me know so I'm not outnumbered.
I will say there was something I didn't like in Incredibles 2.
Oh.
I don't like their intense strobe effect.
Yeah, that was
I
a
think
lot.
that was a huge oversight, and I'm honestly surprised that made it through to the final cut because it's not just one scene but 2.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Like
a lot
I
of stuff.
can't even watch that at home because I have an epileptic dog and I don't want that to give him a seizure.
Yeah.
So like if I watch it, we haven't watched it at home yet, but if we did, we would have to put him in a different room. That was an oversight. Bad Disney.
But I also don't know what else they could have. Well, I guess I don't know. Maybe just have it not flashing. Just have like, I don't know.
I feel like there could have been a way around that.
Okay. So bad. Are we done?
I think so.
I mean, I think we could talk about bad all day,
Yeah.
but yeah, we're done for today.
Okay. So I just wanted to bring up some of the upcoming sequels. There's only a couple that I care to talk about right now. Frozen 2.
I'm excited for this.
I'm indifferent.
I'm super pumped.
Yeah, I watched the trailer and I was like, okay, this looks actually really good. Because I loved Frozen when it came out, and then it got so popular and so overdone that I kind of was like, but I still enjoy it. But yeah, seeing the trailer for Frozen 2, I'm really excited to see it. And I'm glad it's coming out this year. I don't think I realized that. All of these are coming out this year.
It's coming.
Your birthday.
It's coming out the day I go see Jonathan Van Ness. It's going to be like the best 2 days ever.
That's a good birthday present. Both of those are.
It is. My birthday this year is going to be popping.
Next movie, Maleficent, Mistress of Evil.
I'm interested.
I am pumped.
I think I did like Maleficent. I need to watch it again because I probably have only watched it once, but I remember liking it. And like I like the twist on the whole story. There's actually a lot of like villain movies that are going to be coming out in the next couple of years. So
I'm so excited about it.
I do like that. I like a good villain movie.
yeah,
But like the good side of a villain, like
Yeah.
they're like backstory.
right? Because I was just like, I'm reading the villain series right now, and I read the one on the Evil Queen, and I'm just like still kind of like, whoa, about it.
Yeah, I like the idea that villains don't think they're bad. They just think they're doing what's best or what's good for them. So I kind of
Right.
like seeing that side of the story, like especially with Maleficent, like the reason why she was evil. Because in the animated one, she's just like, you didn't invite me to this party, well, I'm gonna kill your baby. So it's like that's pretty much the reasoning in the animated one. So I like that, like in Maleficent, we get like more of a storyline behind that.
Yeah, I like it too. I really, really enjoyed watching it.
I really enjoyed Maleficent, but I'm just not sure that I think there's a need for a second one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I think it was really good.
I think there's
But-
other villains that could be explored more, and instead of giving her a second movie. But if
That's what I'd like to see.
if the storyline, there's going to be a Cruella movie coming out,
Yeah.
and then some other things too. I was looking at, but I can't remember at the time. But yeah, I would love a villains movie about Dr. Facilier. I think that would. Because he's one of my favorite villains, or he might be.
Dear
Yeah,
Disney.
he is my favorite villain. So if there was a movie about him, I'd be there opening day, pre-ordering tickets to go watch it. Tangent.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that one though. Maleficent, yes. And then, last but not least, Toy Story 4.
I'm so excited. I can't hardly contain it.
I just don't know how a movie about a fork's gonna be. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be great because all the Toy Stories are great. But my current,
I think it's gonna be really funny.
my current standing is, why is this movie about a fork? Or spork, excuse me. It's a spork.
I was like, Kelly, it's a
spork.
It'll be interesting to see, like the Toy Story movies were like John Lasseter's baby. I feel like it'll be interesting to see how different this one is.
Oh, because without him.
I haven't even thought about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel excited about it, but like also like not. I think the only reason why I feel excited about it is because I've read articles that Tim Allen and what's
Tom
his name?
Hanks?
Yeah, him. They have said that this was their favorite one.
Yeah. Yeah, they said really
So-
favorable things in this like script.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That
Mhm.
makes me a little bit more excited.
So that gives me hope for it, but I still don't want to make my choice until I watch it.
I did really like the teaser trailer with the where the bears are like to infinity and your mom. I thought it was funny.
I hope Key and Peele play a big role in this movie because they're
Yeah.
a great comedy.
Me
team.
too.
Yeah.
I'm also really excited about Bo Peep. I hope that
Yeah.
she's like a strong female character now that she's
She
back.
looks like it.
She does look like it.
Do you guys think PETA has like a real issue with her shepherd's
Oh my
hook?
god.
Yes, God.
And they want them to edit it out of the movie?
Oh my god. Get real.
Ugh. They're just the worst. Back to Toy Story 4. I feel like Bo Peep like watched Star Wars: The Force Awakens and was like, "Yeah, I want to be Rey." So like that's what she is.
I was reading some speculation online though, in the deep internets, that she was getting from the trailer. They were like, "Oh, it looks like Bo Peep is gonna turn out to be the evil one secretly, like Lotso was." I will be so upset.
But it also looks like she could be a boss ass bitch.
I'm
too.
gonna stick to that. I think she just looks like she's gonna be a boss ass bitch, and if some people want to take that and construe that as evil because it's powerful and confident, that's fine.
I think it might be kind of cool if she's.
That's not fine. That's the problem with America thinking women can't be powerful.
No. I'm just saying, like, if that's why people are interpreting it that way, go on ahead and interpret that way. But I'm gonna choose to believe she's not the evil one in the movie.
Right, because she was always so sweet.
I'll be devastated.
I'd be cool if she was like the evil one. I don't know. For some reason I really love stories of like good characters going bad. I just quite enjoy that. And bad characters becoming good. So
No.
I really like bad characters becoming good if anybody gets where I'm going with that. But well,
Yeah, I'm really interested in her storyline though. Like, I'm glad you brought that up because I'm
excited that she's back after.
I wonder how she'll act with Jessie being in the movie. Like, I wonder if she's gonna be like, bitch, I was here
Well,
first.
like Jessie and Buzz are a thing. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, I know, but Jessie was such a strong female character of the movie.
women do not have to compete.
We lift each
Yeah.
other up.
You're right.
Hey girl.
Okay, so now that we've named several bad, good, upcoming movies, I just have a couple questions, just that I'm curious of. On the really iconic films, why do you think that they saw a need for a sequel? Like, what's the point?
Money, money, money,
Yeah.
money.
Well, yeah. Other than that, because that's the obvious reason.
Because I think it's safe. Like you have this huge following for like The Incredibles, right? Like people love The Incredibles. So if you could put out an Incredibles 2, you're basically guaranteeing all of those people are going to come back and buy this ticket. Plus, now they're old enough, they're going to bring their kids. So that's
True.
it's guaranteed ticket sales. Whereas like Coco, it doesn't have a prior audience. You're just
Yeah.
working off of like the trailers and maybe like the brand that you're presenting it under. But people who saw The Incredibles are gonna come back and see The Incredibles too.
Yep.
True.
Good call.
I also think there is, to an extent, a desire for them. I don't think it's all, this is going to be a hit, it's going to make money. I do think that at least with some movies and some series, they end them on a cliffhanger. Fans want more. The fans come,
And I think the money, like, going at it from the money aspect is good if you make a good sequel.
Yeah.
If you just throw some crap together and put some stupid song over it and put it out, just don't even do that.
You're gonna make money on it, but then you're also gonna get a bad mouth of it too. Like, people are gonna be like, "This is shit."
Yeah.
Well, just like our list that we talk about, Finding Dory and Incredibles 2 took
Yeah.
years. They spent their time on them. Those were beautiful movies. I would give my money to watch them again any day of the
Yeah.
week. Pocahontas 2, Mulan 2, those kind of movies, like, those were obviously low budget. Let's just
Yeah.
cash cow.
But like, I wonder which ones do they choose? Like, which ones do they choose to do the really big immaculate? Like, they know it's gonna be great, and then what? Like, Mulan and Pocahontas got the short end of the stick. Like,
There's a difference in the time period that those were made. Incredibles and Finding Dory are made now.
right.
And those
You're
that
right.
were made in the 90s, they were kind of, I don't know, they were just put out and they weren't marketed. But Incredibles 2, Finding Dory, these have like huge marketing budgets and they're already piggybacking on a story that people love. So I think
That's fair.
there's just a difference in the time that these movies have been put out,
Also, there's definitely a trend of the Pixar sequels being way better.
That's
So I
definitely
don't know
true.
if that's just Pixar, the influence of Pixar. They want to take their time and they want to produce something that they're proud of and not just something that can continue on this franchise. Or I don't know if that makes a difference.
Pixar just knows how to do very good stories and continue those stories. They know how to, I mean, not saying that just Disney doesn't do good stories. Obviously, that would not be true because they got Frozen and Moana and all those. But I don't know, there's some kind of special quality to Pixar movies that just make you feel like these characters, whether they're a toy or an emotion or, a superhero or even a car, like there's some kind of human aspect in each one of those characters that you can relate to. And I think that's why they're so good.
But don't you, like, I kind of wish that Pixar would put those skills into like new IP. Like, I would have loved to see the creation of Gigantic. Like, I was really looking forward to that. And instead we're getting like another Toy Story. Like, meh. I don't know.
I will definitely always choose a new story, a new something over some sequel, but that's just not what's selling right now, I guess. Sequels are selling. Sequels and remakes.
I just feel like, right, and that's what I was about to say. Like, remakes, like, I would love to have new stories. These sequels and remakes, they're okay. When Moana came out and Coco came out, and like we all watched them, it was like, holy cow! Like, this is a whole new person, and this was awesome.
If you look at the Disney Renaissance, like when Beauty and the Beast and Little Mermaid and Aladdin were coming out, those were new stories, and those movies still hold up today. Those movies are still popular today. Will in 25-ish years, will Incredibles 2 and Finding Dory, will those still be as popular as these original stories that came out, almost 30 years ago?
Probably not.
I don't know. I think Incredibles 2 will still will stand the test of time because it's the greatest sequel ever made.
No. Okay, so another one is, in your opinion, what makes it good or what makes it bad?
A good sequel adds something to the story. If there was like a plot hole, or if the first movie ended with an open ending, a sequel should go in and kind of fill in those holes in that ending. But yeah, I put an example as Little Mermaid 2 of making a sequel just for the sake of making a sequel. Like, it was an okay movie, but it wasn't necessary.
I like The Little Mermaid too. So
I do like it, but it's not necessary.
I also think there's an in-between ground where a sequel wasn't really necessary. My example would be Lion King 1.5.
Yeah.
There was already a Lion King 1. There was already a Lion King 2. And they kind of played on that. Like, this isn't really a sequel to either.
Yeah.
This is an in-between. And it was funny. It filled in some plot holes. It gave you some backstory. It literally had scenes that were going on at the same time as an iconic scene from the first movie. I thought that was an excellent sequel that didn't really need to be made.
I wonder why they haven't done more like that.
Right. Was it really a sequel? I don't know. That's debatable because it was so original and so new that, yes, it was the Lion King characters.
But it was a completely new movie.
It was a totally different concept. Yeah.
Which movies should have sequels that don't?
I think it will probably happen soon anyway, but I would like to see a Moana sequel. I know it's overplayed. Moana is like a brand new thing, blah, blah, blah. But I just think it'd be really cool to see Moana as an adult. I think they could take a lot of liberties with that.
But like, I'm not like the way I was with Frozen. Like, I'm not like that with Moana. Like, I love Moana.
Moana didn't get nearly as overdone as Frozen did, so I'd like to see Moana growing up and taking over as the chief. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd like to see her tackle some problems on the island rather than going out and adventuring on the sea. And
Being like a modern woman.
yeah, I think it would be a very cool. I think they could do a lot of like really relatable storylines to it, and I think it would be a really good movie for young kids to see.
I'd love a follow up to Sword in the Stone because I loved my mom loved Sword in the Stone, so growing up we would watch that all the time. And I think it would be cool to see like Disney's take on the King Arthur and like the Round Table and all that, and like the role that Merlin plays in like his life. But I know that there are so many like adaptations of the King Arthur story done by multiple different people and things. So I don't know if it's necessary, but I think it would be cool. But I would also want it to be 2D animation like the original Sword in the Stone. So I don't ever see that happening. Blah, blah. Steph, do you have one?
I couldn't think of any. Like, I think I would so much rather have a new story that I haven't heard before than a continuation of one I've already been introduced to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, every like movie that I've tried to come up and I'm like, I don't need a sequel to that one. I don't need a sequel to that one. It ended. It had an ending. It had an ending.
I feel like that could be the case with all of them, though. So I don't.
I would love to see what Pixar would do with an Up sequel.
Carl dies. Sorry. That's like the first thing that popped in my head. I'm sorry.
He's old.
He's so old.
But like actually, you're not totally wrong. They could have one where Carl died and like Russell continues the adventure.
Oh, that would be sad but good.
Well, the first one was sad, so they just got to give me another punch in the gut.
Up has no problem tugging the heartstrings. Maybe they could call it Down.
Rachel, what about you?
I mean, I think the general consensus here is, originals are the best, but I just really loved Coco, and I would wonder what it would be like for him after his family, like, really accepts his music, the way he loves music. Like, I
That'd
just
be cool.
wonder
Cool.
how his life would go after that. Like,
Boring. It's going to be just fine. And it's going to be boring.
Yeah, as much as I loved Coco, I don't think I want a sequel out of that. I think it was such a beautiful movie. I don't want to like tarnish it.
I did really like Coco. I cried so much in Coco.
oh, I do every time I watch it.
Oh God, yeah.
And I guess last but not least, is there any storylines that you would want to have continued in their sequels? Like, what would you want to see more of?
I would like to see more of Merida. She doesn't have to have a movie, but if they gave her a TV show like Rapunzel got with like just Merida's Scottish adventures, I'd watch the crap out of that. Just her riding her horse and shooting arrows.
Getting into stuff. I think that'd be great.
If she could go to like a different place in Scotland in every episode, yeah, I'd be all over that. I'd watch I'd watch the crap out of that.
I think that maybe like short series are maybe the way to go. Not necessarily a full sequel, but like maybe like a short.
Has anybody watched the Rapunzel show?
I have not.
I haven't, but I have heard things about it.
I've heard good things. So I was like, oh, well, they could just do Merida in the same kind of way.
Yeah.
Well, if you remember, we had a lot of shows as kids. In the 90s, we had a Little Mermaid show. We had a Hercules show. We had an Aladdin show. They were amazing. They didn't take away from the movies at all.
Agreed.
They added to it. They were great shows on their own. You didn't really even have to watch the movie or know anything about the movie to love the show. So I agree. I think shows would be an awesome way to go for sequels.
I'm going to have my fingers crossed that this new Disney Plus will be a perfect look.
I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah, I'm so excited about it.
Yeah, just like bingeable shows, like a sequel. That'd be awesome.
Anyone else?
I just want to reiterate that I want a Jack and Edna Mode movie.
Yeah,
really bad.
I'd watch that.
Or show or anything. I know there was like the short that they made and it was amazing.
Yeah.
But I want an entire movie with Jack and Edna Mode. I think they're two characters that were made to be together. They are the key to each other's appeal.
I just love when they're like, she has the cigarette and he has the lollipop, and they're like treating those, like he's treating it like a cigarette, and like they're walking. Oh, it's just fantastic.
It like makes me just want to like explode.
Yeah.
It just makes my heart so full.
Listeners, do you have a favorite sequel? Do you hate any of them? Do you have strong opinions like we do? Which one would you have liked to continue? Did you find a new movie that you want to watch out of our list? Let us know. We'd love to hear what you guys think and share some of your thoughts on a future episode.
You can email us your thoughts and opinions at spillingthemadtea@gmail.com.
Tweet them at us at spillingmadtea.
And also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at spillingthemadtea.
Thanks for joining us again this week. Interact with us. Let us know what you want to hear about next.
Talk to me, baby.
Please end the episode with that.
I sure will.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.